Last month was Father's Day. A week and change later came the 15th anniversary of my father passing. I spent the mornings in between at my desk at 4:30 a.m. editing a video about the years after he died. The dependency, the downslide, the rock bottom. I kept finding photos I'd forgotten existed, some I posted, some I couldn't, and I kept having to stop editing because the guy in the footage was me, but I barely recognized him. My mornings have shape. Up before 4:30, coffee, and an hour or two of social media work before the gym. The only window of the day where my brain belongs entirely to one thing. Usually that time is easy. These past few weeks it wasn't, because the project on the screen was about a video of the 15 years since my father passed, and building it meant going through every old photo and video of myself I could find. There's one photo I keep coming back to. I'm drunk and on God knows what else, rail skinny, my eyes are sunken into my face. It is literally me, the same person, the same name, but there's no life behind the eyes. No purpose behind them either. Just a guy searching for the edge of death, then retreating back to his scared self over and over. That one made the video, some others didn't. Maybe I was embarrassed, maybe I didn't want them out there, I honestly don't know. What I do know is that multiple mornings I stopped editing entirely because it was too uncomfortable to watch. And here's the part I didn't post anywhere. Even 15 years and a whole life removed from that person, seeing how low I actually got, it shook me up. Not because I'm afraid of going back, because of the question underneath it. What was I really capable of? I don't have a tidy answer for that one, and I'm not sure I actually want one. Normally, I play a podcast on the drive to the gym. Those mornings I didn't. The video followed me out of the house, into the car, all the way to the parking lot. Then the anniversary itself showed up. 15 years. And here's the thing nobody tells you. The thing I find genuinely funny about being an adult. The date came and went like any normal day. I went to the gym, I went for a run, I went to work, and it's the same phenomenon as your birthday as a grown-up. It can be your day, but you're still answering emails, you're still paying bills, and you're still doing house chores. It's not a holiday at Disneyland. But the day didn't feel normal, because I wasn't looking at it through the normal eyes that I have. When something tragic reshapes your life, it hands you a new lens, and every so often the lens comes back. The colors get brighter, the people around you mean more, work gets smaller, and family takes the priority it should have all along. All week I found myself making phone calls to family and friends for no reason other than to say it plainly. I love you and I'm here for you. The call that stayed with me happened in my car, outside the gym with pre-workout already rushing through my system. I'd like to tell you that I planned the most important conversation of my month better than that, heart rate climbing from caffeine, sitting in the parking lot at dawn, but that's what actually happened. It was my mom, and honestly, we didn't even talk much about him. We talked about us, about how much we count on each other now, how she's somehow become my best friend over these 15 years. Mostly, it was just beautiful to hear her voice. She's my mother, after all. And then she said it. She said, "Your father would be proud of who you are today." I felt full, and that's the only real word for it. Driving home, a memory of him surfaced that we didn't even touch on the phone call. My dad in his robe every morning, a big cup of coffee in his hand, answering emails or reading the news. His breath smelling like coffee when he said good morning. The man loved tuna fish sandwich like it was fine dining. Nothing remarkable about any of it. That's exactly why it's what I remember. He lived in his ordinary mornings, the same way I live in mine now. Different desk, same ritual. I never noticed the inheritance until this week. Right behind the fullness came the wish I've carried for 15 years. I wish he could have seen me now. See someone working so hard on both his career and his body, closing deals, the business growing, the guy who trains before work instead of drinking through the night. Most of all, I wish he could have met my wife and seen the husband I've shaped into. She told me once that she's grateful she met me when she did, that she never knew me or the man in those old photos. I used to hear that as kindness. Editing this video, I finally understood it as one of the great mercies of my life. Here's what I kept landing on. The video I posted measures 15 years, the obvious way, before and after, rock bottom to now. But the truer measurement happened off camera, on an ordinary day that held a workout, a workday, and a string of phone calls to people I love. The old version of me couldn't have held any of that. Not the discipline, not the job. Those came later, but more basically, he couldn't have sat still inside a hard feeling long enough to call his mother. He would have found an exit, and I know exactly which one he would have taken. It even followed me into training. I coach my clients hard on their why. Truly, why are you doing this? It can be as small as like try new things, or deeper like prove to your old self what you're capable of. The midweek workout, I realized I was adding a new one to my list. I train so I can be healthy and strong for my family. Strength of a body, balance with strength of a mind, in service of becoming someone reliable. Someone my people can actually lean on, not just someone who looks like they could carry heavy things. My devotionals that week kept meeting me in the same place. Gratitude, and the kind where you sit in a parking lot with your mom's voice in your ear and realize the life you have is one you could never have negotiated for. I just said thank you and went inside and lifted. So here's what I'm practicing. And all three come straight out of the DBT toolbox I've learned over the years. That's the therapy I do. So 1, you have opposite action. When a morning gets heavy and the urge is to disappear into headphones and the workout, I'm doing the opposite. I'm calling one person on the drive and saying the thing directly. I love you. I'm here before the gym, not after I've buried myself in a training session. 2 is check the facts. When an old photo makes the present feel fragile for a second, I say it out loud. That happened, and that is not where I live. Then I look at one piece of current evidence, the ring on my hand, the garment on my wrist, the coffee getting cold on the cup in my desk. Participate fully. One call or one dinner a week where the phone is face down and I am only in that conversation. No half listening while mentally drafting tomorrow. No checking my watch like a psycho. None of these fix grief. They're not supposed to. They just keep me inside my actual life while it moves, which, as far as I can tell, is the entire point of the 15 years. So try this before the next memo. Make one phone call you don't have a reason for. Not a birthday, not a favor, not logistics. Pick one person you love. Call them on a drive you're going to make anyway, and tell them plainly, I love you and I'm here for you. It will feel abrupt. Do it anyway. The whole call costs less time than any warm-up, and I can tell you from the gym parking lot last month that it will do more for you that day than any workout will. If they don't pick up, say it in a voicemail. It will still count. So the question I'm now sitting with, who in your life knows you love them, but who hasn't actually heard you say it recently? Reply and tell me yours. I read all of them. So if you want any of my current field notes, how I'm training, what I'm eating, what supplements I'm taking, my macros, I put it all in the newsletter. The link to the newsletter is in the description. I'm reading the newsletter for you guys. It's the details of how I train, the details of the food, some recipes. That's all in the written content. Go check it out. That is it for Mettle Memo number 52. Happy training.